July. The registration link is going to open. Today. Today is going to open. So
Right. There is somebody else in the call who knows what it takes to be a RP president, Dr. Janal Gadda.
yes.
Yeah. Good morning, Amit. How are you?
Sudhakar, I'm doing great. Looking forward to seeing you in a couple of days.
Yeah. So how is things coming along up the convention, Tampa?
Yeah, today is the registration. We had some glitches in the registration last moment, and because I never release anything without testing it myself. And you've seen in China now and every other trip also, I tested myself. So we tested one thing, suddenly realized there was a glitch. You click on member, it was going to non-member. So I yelled at them. I said, look, you were supposed to be ready by 15th, and now it's so they got it ready last night. So we did a dry run last night, and then I finished the newsletter last night. And this morning we're going to do a dry run with the webmaster in India, and then about 10 o'clock it's going to be released.
Yeah. Is the brochure ready?
Brochure is always brochure, and the website has always been ready. Anybody can go to apiconvention.org, AAPI convention.org, org, and everything is there. The final program also was something which we did last night, late last night. So skeleton of the program also is going to go on today. But sponsors, brochures, everything is on the under exhibitors and sponsors, Sudhakar. And anybody else who has any friends to or people who want to put a booth there. Doesn't have to be medical. It can be clothes, jewelry, financial, anything. Just let us know. There's a link in the website also. It's called API Convention, apiconvention.org or apicon2026.org. So this year we have started naming, I named it APICON 2026. So hopefully.
Well, after China, we should start promoting it. We should go into the members.
Yeah, but I know, no. Yeah, I've taken a full service in China so that I can be continuously on call and from there too, so that we'll have to start promoting even then also. But after this is launched, I'm going to call all my Georgia friends, personally.
You need 1,000 at least from Georgia, Florida. Yeah.
Yes. And also I need to call your friend to get this menu situated. We'll talk about that later on. But a lot of people are joining right now. It's another 2 minutes to go for this thing. And the games people are doing a phenomenal job.
Amit, so what cultural events are we planning this time for the API convention?
It's on the website. We got Nimesh Patel, the stand-up comedian, on Thursday night after the cruise. There's a city cruise for 4 or 3 hours, and then Nimesh Patel. On Friday, we have Kumar Shanu and Sadhna Sargam. And on Saturday, we have Vishal Shekhar.
It's a full package this time.
And then we are trying to get, it depends on the money, we're trying to get Javed Akhtar to come also. So that's one thing which we are planning. In addition to that, on the cruise, we'll have a couple of one ghazal. So we'll have 2 tiers. Upstairs will be the YPS, Young Physician section, and Medical Student Resident section, which with a DJ and everything on the deck. And downstairs will be older folks like Sudhakar. We'll sit down and listen to ghazals. So that is the plan on the ship on Thursday. After the ship docks, we'll have Nimesh Patel.
Nimesh Patel is funny. He's fantastic.
He's fantastic. He came to Huntsville for a show. We met, and He's going to, and he. I mean, it's not a HIPAA thing. He had testicular cancer, so he got cured from testicular cancer,
Oh,
and
wow.
so he does some jokes. He does some jokes about physicians and stuff, which is hilarious. Plus, he gave us a 50% discount just because of that, because he was cured of his cancer.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. He was recently in Louisville. I did not know that. I would have totally gone otherwise. I
Well, you
really
can
like
see
his
him here.
company.
Well,
Yep.
you'll see him in person here in Tampa on the
Right.
convention.
Right. 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 All right. One more minute, and then Prakhar probably we can start in one more minute. Is Ashok
But
in the call? I texted him. Ashok Kanigula.
Sir, I
so
can't
this
see him.
another thing is that
I can't see him in the call.
Okay.
another thing is that this games poster was supposed to go out. This thing was supposed to go out yesterday morning, but when we had this website ready, the registration ready, it got delayed. So you will still get the email, but unfortunately, the meeting will be over.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay.
But people need to know that we had this meeting.
Right.
And is this going to be recorded?
Yes, sir. It will be recorded and it will be uploaded on YouTube. I'll share the link.
You'll share the link and we'll put the link. So that will be much easier. We'll just put the link down there that we had this call today, and I'll add that on.
Sure, sure.
I just spoke to Ashok. He said his wife is working today, so he has got a couple young kids to look after. So he said he will join in like a couple more minutes.
Okay, sir.
You guys don't understand our problems here, man. We have to do our own childcare. We have to do our own cooking. We have to do our own cleaning. You guys just don't understand what we go through, and you guys all want to come to America to clean
Yeah,
your house.
exactly. You guys see the good side of it, which is great. Like there is another side of it, which you don't know, that jhadu pocha, you guys have to do yourself. Picking up potty of your dogs, you have to do it yourself. So no आशा भाई ये उठा दे लेना or somebody comes and does a little all your cooking and stuff. So yeah, I mean, yes, you can do that also in this country, but your level your level has to be that high. You still can get a driver in this country, but then you have to be, uh, you have to work very hard to get there.
So now Abhishek is thinking twice. Should I really take my USML lease or should I just stay back?
Yes, sir, it's for sure. I'm coming for sure.
It is always grass is greener on the other side. Let them come in and see this. And then, I mean, there's nothing wrong in taking an exam, even if you don't use it. Like I said, I did my FRCS knowing fully well. The second part I took after knowing fully well that I'm coming to US, and US nobody knows about FRCS, but I still did it. So there's nothing wrong in taking that exam and having it with you in your pocket, so that that option is open.
You're right, actually. We are suffering. So why we should help these guys? Let them suffer too. Let them come.
That's right. That's right. No, I mean, these days people are, I mean, there is, there are a lot of pros. I wouldn't say there are a lot of pros here, but it is getting a lot easier. I mean, the levels are getting similar, because when I came from India 40 years ago, for 38 years ago when I left India, things were different. The now, because of socioeconomic status, because of economic status, um, people in India can enjoy the same luxuries, actually more, staying in India also at a less level of income. So that's why it is more people who are great are staying back, who have got the business sense. And also, I've seen that the only reason people want to come over here is that there are a lot of medical colleges with that opened up there, and things are becoming a little cutthroat. And here, it's a different issue. But we actually welcome all of you guys here. And when you start the meeting, when you start the recording, I'll give you my pitch a little bit, and then I'll let you guys take over. So who is Ashok, the first speaker?
Uh, probably Sudhakar garu can go the first, but we'll start probably 7:36, 8:30. We are well into the meeting now. So Prakar, if you want to start the proceedings.
Yeah. Uh, Good evening and good morning. Greetings of the day to everyone. Thank you for joining this webinar, Your Roadmap to USMLE from MBBS to US Residency. I welcome all the esteemed panelists who took out their precious time in the day to join this meeting and guide the future upcoming aspirants for USMLE. So a little bit about games and API before we get through with the meeting. So Games was established in 2020 during the COVID-19 pandemic, and the Global Association of Indian Medical Students is a nationwide student-led organization representing around 9,000 medical students across 20 state chapters and 4 international chapters. Games was founded to strengthen medical education, leadership, global health engagement through structured research, advocacy, and academic collaboration with a presence of about more than 250 medical colleges and execution of more than 500 impact oriented initiatives. And one of our strongest collaborators at Games is API, which was founded in 1982. The American Associations of Physicians of Indian Origin is the largest ethic medical organization in the United States, representing more than 80,000 physicians of Indian origin, along with thousands of medical students, residents, and fellows across the country. Some of the important projects under RP and Games collaboration are, which we are highly interested in working on, our nationwide stem cell drive in India and the RP Games Child Initiative here in India. Let me take the stage to introduce our esteemed panelists for today. First of all, Dr. Chakrabarti, who's our esteemed RP president. Then Dr. Jonala Gadda, who's the chair of the IM residency program and professor of medicine at Mercer University. Along with that, he's also a gastroenterologist and transplant hepatologist. We also have Dr. Kanugula, who is the program director of Wellstar Health System at Spalding. We have Krishna, who has recently matched into the internal medicine categorical residency program at St. Joseph's Medical Center, Stockholm, California. And we have Dr. Popopula, who's hospitalist at Carolina East Medical Center, New Bern in North Carolina. And as moderators, we have Dr. Kupula, who's the neonatologist and longevity medicine specialist in Louisville in Kentucky. And Dr. Kupula is also the chair and the biggest supporter of RP stem cell drive in the USA and here in India. And myself, I'm Prakhar. I'm the associate editor-in-chief with Games Access Publication Board and have also been the part of Games in the form of many initiatives and in the Games USMLE core team. So we welcome everyone here and hand over to Dr. Chakrabarti for the opening address.
Thank you, and good evening to all of you in India. I'm Amit Chakrabarti, RP president. In addition to being the president, I'm a urologist. Been practicing in this country for the last 35 years. No, almost 30 years. I did my MBBS from Orissa and MS from PGI Chandigarh. Did my FRCS from Edinburgh, then came here and started all over again. I almost often joke that I've done 13 years of residency in 3 different continents of the world. But I was fortunate. I came in here. I did my It was not a USMLE at that time. I don't know what it was called. It was called Visa Qualifying Examination. No, it's not ECFMG. But I did my exam. I came here because I had got my visa to come to US, and I came here. I did my a course called Kaplan course in US, and after doing that course, I did well in that exam. At that time, we used to be given marks, but our exam was different from the exams of American graduates. To make yourself at par, you have to give one exam so that the program directors would know how good you are as compared to, because they don't know your exam. So there was something called Flex, Federal Licensing Exam. So I took Flex. People who took Flex could be could be evaluated alongside the peers. So at that time, Flex was, I mean, things change. Things have changed in 30 years, I'm sure. And then fortunately, I got matched. But at that time, when you come from India, you know something called Jugaad. I used to actually do a lot of. I applied. We didn't have internet at that time. Very very. I mean, it was very basic, and we had computers. So we used to have a book where we applied for residency programs. And there were 120 residency programs in urology. I applied to 80 of them. I just left Army, Navy, and anything in Hawaii and Puerto Rico out and applied to everyone, everyone. And I used to have three paragraphs. One paragraph describing about me and a little bit about what's going on. One paragraph was about the program, and I used to research that program and find out what the program is famous for. And I don't want you to think that I did this but I just did this to increase my chances at that time. This may not come very clean coming from the president, but I used to make sure that that second paragraph changed with every application. So, for example, if that medical school was great in prostate cancer, I was to say that prostate cancer has been my force. I wanted to always do more, learn more about prostate cancer. That has been my goal. If it is stone, I should say that I love doing stones, and that has been my goal of my life. So I used to change those things. I got 22 interviews. I went to 20 interviews, and I got matched the first time in urology without doing any residency or research, which I think it was a blessing. It doesn't only happen with your talent. I've seen a lot of more talented people not get into PGI, not get into residency. It requires some luck, some 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 blessings from above, and you always should believe in that. That it's not only your how well you do. So I believe that there was somebody a guiding force who got me till what I am here. And I think during my time, though I was in UK, I realized that there was a bottlenecking in UK. In India, we only had three places where they could do anything like PGI Chandigarh, AIMS, and maybe Christian Medical College, Vellore, and AFMC, four places. Otherwise, everywhere else it was in infancy. That was my driving force to come to USA or come abroad. Things have changed now. You guys can get anything you want, really. If there's a person who can pay the money, you can do that. Yes, expensive things like interstim, penile prosthesis, I'm talking about urology, are less available than we do. But things, but things are also, you need to know that it's not as rosy as it used to be before. Previously, Medicare used to pay a lot of money. Now they've cut it down. Every year there are cuts. So things are getting more and more difficult. Record keeping has become more and more. So you spend more time keeping records trying to save yourself from legal. There's also a legal hassle, which is a very important thing. Malpractice. There are too many lawyers in this country who just are sitting there. And there was a survey done of people. If you want to get rich immediately, what would you do? The first point was buy a lottery ticket. Second point was sue a doctor. So that is something which you need to put into perspective when you come to this country. So, but again, this country has given me a lot, and I believe I have gone back and taught. I do proctoring when I get back every year. For the last 25 years, I've been proctoring and teaching surgery all around the country. So there are great pros and great cons. A little bit about RP. RP, Prakhar said that it's the largest ethnic medical organization and the second largest medical organization in this country as per numbers we represent. AMA, American Medical Association, is first, and we are after that. We're lucky this year, the AMA president, after 140 years of AMA existence, is an Indian whose father was a past president also of this organization. So we have worked very well together this year. That's again another blessing. It's luck. Stars have lined up that I became the president when he was the president. So that's a great thing. Having said that, RP also represents a lot of medical student residents, about 20 to 30,000 medical students, residents, fellows are of Indian origin, not necessarily just from India, but children of Indians. So we represent you guys who will be coming in here very strongly. We have a strong medical student resident fellows section. We've got a strong YPS section, which is called Young Physician section. I want you guys, whoever gets in, whenever you come in, the first thing you need to do is to join. It's free to join. And they do a lot of programs. In fact, this year, that first day, Nimesh Patel Day, is actually a YPS MSRF day. It is for them. That's their thing. We're doing it for them, really. So we actually would welcome you in our arms to API, and good luck. I mean, there are a lot of people. Sudhakar is one of the examples. A lot of Indians are at top of residency programs all around the country. Your job on the side is to look for those, because whatever it is, if Chinese can have Chinese, Jews can have their Jewish friends, we need to step up and help our friends. I'm not saying that you go out of the way and get somebody who is not qualified, but people coming from India are the equally cream of the crop. Two more points which I wanted to tell you, which has been a feather on the cap. Last year, around when I took over, there was a J1 blockage. The J1 visas, people are not getting. There were 164 medical students who had matched in residency. So AMA lifted the J1 visa blockade just before I came in, like in late of June. But every country around us, like, had got their visa slots. Pakistan, China, Bangladesh, Nepal, everybody. But India, people were not getting their visa slots. And they reached out to us. And the first thing I want to say, we got hold of through someone, we got hold of a very high-ranking official who is an Indian in the Indian embassy, U.S. embassy in India, and also we talked to the Secretary of State here. Multiple letters went out, and the interview slots were opened up for all 164 people. I don't know how many made it, about 80 plus made it, but bottom line is that it was opened up. That is another thing which we do from the RP, the fact that RP is so huge, that can help you guys. Second thing, we are working on H-1B visa problems in the newsletter, which will come out today. We are urging everybody to go to the Senate. There's a bipartisan bill on the Senate floor right now to lift. I don't know whether anybody of you know that every hospital now, when they employ a resident or get somebody from India, they have to pay $100,000 per person. And for smaller hospitals, that's going to be not possible. So we actually initially wrote a white paper to Congress saying that right now IMGs are not a luxury. American health system needs IMGs because we man the smaller hospitals, the hospitalist posts, the internal medicine posts, and you get the cream of the crop from India, and they are very well liked by physicians. When API was formed, it was formed because of discrimination. Now we don't have that. Indian physicians are well liked. 1 in 7 patients have an Indian physician. And patients even ask their doctors, please send me to an Indian physician because of our knowledge, our compassion, which we learn from India because we have been taught to respect our elders, our parents, and we do that same thing to our elderly patients here, and they love it. They really love it. So we have told our doctors to go to and tell their patients to talk to their congressmen. So we're working on that ground. Plus, we're trying to get this H-1B visa going. And thirdly, is that Shashi Kupala started this great stem cell drive in India, and I knew Abhishek. This is my third feather on the cap, I'm saying. I knew Abhishek from games because we've been working on other small other projects. So the best thing that I did, and that's going to give me blessings, it get Sashi and Abhishek together. Rest is history. We launched at the Global Summit in Orissa. We launched Himself Drive India, and all these people, those 500 people who signed up that day, and another thousands who will be signing up. Guys, you will make a dent in the stem cell registry of the world, which had so little Indians there. Now it'll have a lot, and this is something, these are the good things you do where there's somebody up there looking down and blessing you. I may be sounding a little bit spiritual here, but I believe in that very strongly, that I got them together and they have taken it up to the moon. So thank you so much for having me here. Good luck to you. All the best to you. We look forward to having you in our MSRF forum. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Chakraborty. That was an excellent and really fabulous opening address. So we had opened some Google Forms and we have received a lot of questions for our panelists. So I would like to take the stage and kind of hand over the discussion to Dr. Kuppala to take over with the discussion thing. Thank you.
Thanks, Prakhar. And welcome everybody, wherever you are. If you're in America, it's morning, Saturday morning. If you're in India, it's Saturday evening. So welcome everybody. When I was in India in December, January, I went to a couple meetings. IMA meeting in Ahmedabad and also Global Health Summit in Orissa. And I had this opportunity to meet with several medical students who are very ambitious, who are like really fantastic guys. And they're asking me all these questions, how to navigate this system. We want to come to States, we want to take up USMLEs, how to go through the match, what's the process. I loved that enthusiasm, but unfortunately, I was powerless at the time because I went through this process probably 15, 20 years ago. So I lost touch with the process. So ever since I came back home here, that's kind of been bugging me, how to help students back home. And when we got the match result on March 15th, I had this idea. Why can't we just have a panel discussion and invite everybody so that you guys, the medical students or residency aspirants, can actually hear from people who are the program directors, who are the division chiefs, who actually went through the process this year or who has gone through the process recently. So you can actually get a wide spectrum of experience and insights. So Dr. Janal Gadda is the division chief right now, and they took their program through the match process for the first time this year. And Dr. Ashok Kanugula, he just joined into the group, so if you could unmute him, Prakhar. Dr. Ashok Kanugula has been the program director for a while for the internal medicine residency program. So he's going to share his insights, what exactly they are looking for in a candidate. And Dr. Priyanka Papupula is working as a internist, internal medicine physician. Right now, she finished her residency a couple years ago, but she has gone through the process. So she will share her insights. And Dr. Krishna just matched. He's a graduate of 2024, but he already matched this year. So obviously, he's going to share his experience, how to trump this, how to win this thing. So we have this like nice panel here. So without taking much time, I'm going to ask Dr. Janalagada. So in few minutes, like few words, like few sentences, like what you are really looking for in a candidate, like when somebody applies, what does a process entail? In what really you're looking for in IMGs or any applicant?
Hey, good morning, Shashi. Thanks for having me today. And very, very important information to the younger students who are willing to apply for USMLE and also residents in this country. Let me start with, ours is the first new program this year. And out of, we have 5 slots, and we received about 850 applicants, okay? We did not invited any visa students, okay? It's only citizens and immigrants, like green card holders. And we interviewed about 85 candidates for 5 slots. So things are getting much tougher as the year's going compared to last year. The good news, this is the best year for US citizen IMGs, best year. About 70% of US citizen IMGs got matched this year because of Trump visa policies. Right? So that's the reason why I went into that we want looking for citizens and IMGs. The other good news, about 16,000 IMGs were applied for this year. Out of that, about 6,472 got matched. Okay. Internal medicine about 4,000 plus, family medicine about 1,000 plus, and pediatric about 800 plus, ER 400 plus, and psychiatry 390 plus. However, there is definitely about 2 to 3% IMGs from different part of the country did not get into the residency compared to the last year. Okay, so the most important thing we always look when the candidate will come for interview is, most of them are Zoom now, no in person anymore. So we look for the appearance, how the candidate look, okay, the dress and the mannerisms on the TV, and facial expressions. How is smile? I noticed, during my first year of experience, most of the Indian origin kids were not very smiley. They're very stiff because of nervous, anxious about the interviews, everything. But you need to practice a little bit. Your facial expression is very important. Eye contact is very important. Don't look down. Don't look up. Look into whoever you're going to interview, into the eyes, okay? And your chart should be very clear. Before coming to the interview, make sure you check your video and audio very well because, people like to do this because they said they're very static. I can't understand what they're talking. So make sure your pronunciation is very clear. I can understand because I'm from you guys, okay? And faculty, you need to be very clear in your communication, okay? And so tell yourself very well, clearly, what you did and what you accomplished so far. Your interview, like you did some research, did some project, and your hobby, very important. The hobby is, you should create a hobby, whether you have it or not, to make a dialogue during interview. So that would divert the interview process. Okay, they ask you, "What are you doing?" Some say cooking. A Pakistani girl interviewed last year. She's talking about cooking. So that give a little bit more time to spend with the interview guys. Okay. Having said that, these are all the things what I noticed this year. I'm sure that Kanula has more experience because he's running the program for 5 years, and let him talk also about about this interview process. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. General Gadda. Very useful information. Just to make sure everybody understands the terminology here. Um, the international medical graduates are people who went to med schools outside America. You can be US citizen, and you can be IMG at the same time. Several kids who are from America, who are born in America, are doing their med schools in Caribbean or in India. So they also will be considered as international medical graduates. So they're primarily American medical graduates who are American citizens, but who are IMGs, international medical graduates. And the third category is people like you and I, who are not American citizens, and also who did med schools outside America. So obviously we have the most obstacles because we need the visa and all those things. The top priority is obviously always going to be American medical graduates and American citizens. So that is one thing. And the second thing is Dr. Janal Gadda really nailed on a good point. We coming from a different country, we always focus on talking fluently. English for most of us is not our first language, so it's going to take some time to master the fluency. But the most important thing is when we talk to somebody in general, even people from here, they're not really looking for fluency. They know that English is not your first language. They are looking for clarity. You can still speak, you can speak slow, but you need to be clear, loud enough so that people can understand. There's no point in just like mumbling and fast mumbling. Talk slow, talk loud, be clear. That's very important. Thanks, Dr. Janal Gadda. So next, let's go to Dr. Ashok Kanugula, who has been a program director for a while. So Dr. Kanugula, is his video on?
Yes, it is on. Thank you, Dr. Kupala.
Okay, thanks a lot for joining, Dr. Kanugula. So you've been the program director for a while, so you went through some cycles of the
Shashi,
match.
let me comment on. Shashi, let me comment on Kanu.
Yes,
He's
sir.
looking good today. I like his dress.
Kanugula always looks good, so
Thank
so
you. That is with the love of Dr. General Gada's heart. But when we talk offline, he talks very differently. I appreciate it. First of all,
Welcome.
good morning, good morning, friends, all of you. And it's my honor to join the session. And Sashi Garu asked me a few days ago. This is a wonderful thought, trying to collaborate with all of you and make it like a very informal and casual conversation rather than me giving an introduction about all the USMLE journey. And I'm happy to take questions. A brief introduction about myself. I'm originally from India, so, Andhra Pradesh. Did my med school in Rangaraya Medical College, Kakinada. And I came here in 2008. Did my master's in public health, came on an F1 visa. And after that, I was just like, USMLE exams, step 1, step 2, CS. And masters I have done, did observerships and actionships and some research, and started my residency at Mercy Catholic Medical Center and graduated in 2015. Majority of my time after the residency I spent in academia. Initially, I joined as an academic hospitalist, and I joined Michigan State University Hurley Medical Center as associate program director, and I worked there for 4 years as an APD. Currently, I'm serving as a founding program director. I started this residency program in 2022. We graduated our first class, and we are about to graduate our second class with our complement of total 30 positions, 10 for each class. And we are here today, and by looking at all of you, I was there at one point in 2010. That is the time we applied for the match, and again, I can imagine myself how that was at the time. Now the things that the transformation of the healthcare and the landscape of this residency journey has been changing. I As Dr. Jonal Gada and our Sashi Garu mentioning, the graduate medical education in America is like several aspects an applicant must know. I know you complete the medical school, and after that, ESFMG certification, the process through the AMC, the step 1 and step 2 CS is gone. Now you're going for an additional pathway to prove the communication skills. And step 2 CK, and you're going to apply maybe with the step 3, getting some US clinical experience. A lot of different components in an application, the programs would see. But when we are talking about a selection, it's a very different process compared to India. India, we have you go for an exam, you get a position, that's a rank, and nobody can stop you once you get a rank. Even a president of India, if they don't like you, they can't stop. Here is different. It is you put your application, and it's up to the program whether they like you or not. So that is the situation, right? So with that, you do your best with the holistic application process. And after that, you apply and you may get selected for interview. Then the second process starts, the interview. That is the biggest step. That is the where you will have an opportunity to prove yourself. You are the good fit for that particular program, right? Now, why residency programs exist? As you all know, it's not a rocket science. It is a requirement for state medical boards to allow you to be board certified in any specialty. It's family medicine, any specialty, surgical specialties, internal medicine, and all of it. You must do the training. So, as a entity called Accreditation Commission, ACGME, that is the one body governs all the residency programs to ensure that the quality of education is correctly being for standardizing, that every specialty has certain requirements, right? The hospitals and the teaching programs must maintain certain standards to train these physicians to become a board eligible physicians. Now, the training programs in each hospital, they start with a mission, right? And that mission is supported by federal government. Center for Medicare and Medicaid, they provide some funding, right? So we need physicians to train the physicians, like this much amount of money we give you, so train the physicians. So the hospitals get significant amount of funding from the CMS services. And the organizations maintain some standards, recruit both US and international graduates, and they train them, and they maintain the accreditation, and after that, the residents are gonna be eligible for the board. Now, one important aspect you need to know is any residency program you're applying to, what kind of a candidates they're looking for. So that varies, but one common thing is every hospital in any given state, they like to recruit trained physicians most of the time, except some university hospital. And those physicians who can serve their communities and who like to stay in the same state, right? So organizations want to keep the physician pipeline because there is a huge shortage of physicians, particularly the primary care physicians. So they wanted to train and keep them. So by keeping those physicians in each state, their funding, every state is different. I'm going to tell you a rough idea. Their funding process is going to increase. They're going to be able to procure more funding if they're able to keep that residents. So in addition to that, there may be some additional missions, right? Some programs significantly focus on the research. Some programs mostly focus on the physician workforce and community health and population health. It varies. So you must understand what is the program's mission, what kind of a candidates they're looking for. Most of the times, the programs publish that content in their websites, right? Or if you know someone, you may be able to talk to them and find out. So engage the conversations in that. So after that, they select and they put their best preference list in NRMP, and residents also do their own list and the match process. That's how it works. So basically, that's sort of, there is a lot to talk about it, but again, there is a that is a outline of the USMLE journey. That's what the programs look for. Like Dr. John Elgada mentioning, interview is very important, your presence. And I can tell my experiences, but I really, my insights. I wrote down a few points and things like, sometimes applicants come in, they're going to be keep asking the same questions, what is already there in the website. Right? Yeah, we entertain those things, right? But you must really understand. You have to capture the attention of the interviewer. Not only the PDs, there are the faculty. We take input from the faculties and how you have to capture the attention and make sure you convince that is your time, valuable time, that 15 minutes or 20 minutes. Previously, this is all in person. In the past, after COVID, it's became everything virtual. There is both advantages and disadvantages. Virtual, you don't have the vibe of a hospital and you don't get to spend time and talking to them. But virtual is very like a comfort it provides, because normally you can join from even from India and midnight, so it has an advantage. So you have to capture the attention and convince that you are a good fit. I have, as a PD, I have liked some applicants who has lower scores, even though he failed one time in an exam. Still, I feel like he or she is the best candidate by culture for our program. So that's why before interview, you have to understand what kind of a candidates the program's looking for. The sources can be website or friends or faculty, if you know somebody, talking to them. So, but it's a stepwise process. There is a lot of aspects in that. But I don't want to continue with talking on this, and I'm happy to answer any questions later on. So I'll be here. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sashi. Yeah.
So Dr. Kanagula, thanks a lot for the insight. Couple questions for you. So Dr. Janal Gada said his program got like 850 applications this year and for 5 spots. So obviously every program is in the same situation. They get a lot more applications. How do you guys filter through? Like, I'm sure you're not going to look at like 850 applications. Is there any automatic filter somewhere, like based on the scores or something? How do you screen? Or what's the process of getting to the short list of interviewing candidates?
Yeah, that's a good question. We means not only me, the average community hospital like us rely on the IMG workforce. Okay, so we accept J1 visa through ECFMG. I don't think any programs right now is sponsoring H1, but majority of them are J1 only. So we got around 5,500-ish applicants by September 25th. That is the time programs will have access to applications. You apply in September 15th, I guess. We get access to application September 25 during the match cycle. How do we filter? In Viras, we have some filters, and nowadays, every residency program using the platform called Thalamus. Thalamus has a cortex and core certain process that it's gonna filter based on what kind of candidates we're looking for. There are multiple filters. So I can assure you on one thing: no program will review your application, every applicant application. It is not even 100%. Nobody has that much of a chance. So right. So with that, programs look for specific. So entire application is first thing is US grad or IMG. IMG has two USIMG. USIMG means somebody who is born here and went out to different country to do that. Still they're an IMG, but they're USIMG and non-USIMG. Just like myself, I was a non-USIMG. So that is the filter. And after that, medical school graduation. When did we graduate? Which country? And step one, how many attempts, pass or fail? And step two, CK, 3-digit score. Is the program's cutoff is 220 or 230, 240, 250? Now, I don't want to disgrace some people who, like again, the scores are getting bigger. The people are getting like a 252. I don't know what's happening in the wisdom of USMLE. It's been when we were like taking exam that's very difficult, and getting a 99 percentile is very, very tough. Now it's been going up with the mercy of the USMLE world, I guess. I don't know. So that is one thing. Step 3. After that, US clinical experience, right? US, everything is US clinical experience. Nowadays, programs are aware the tele experiences, and there are certain things I can talk about the US clinical experience, how much experience, all these filters, we're gonna do it. We'll bring it down to maybe 300, 400 applications. Out of 5,500 applications, we reviewed only 350 by filtering it. Again, what the filters, that depends on the program specific criteria. Some programs don't care about the visa. Some programs care about the visa. So, and scores and all, it depends. So we narrow it down. We assign those applicants to group of faculty. 15 applications to one faculty, another 15 applications to one faculty, all the faculty review. Finally, program director going to select some of them. We send the interviews. Did I answer it?
You did. That's fantastic. So,
Shashi, let me add to that. As Dr. Kanugla mentioned, okay, it's very, very important our students to take the exam very serious, because most of these thalamus computers put a certain marks. For example, step 1 is a pass, step 2 is a score, correct? Recent USMLA. So the program, put a, say for example, 230 is a cutoff, okay? So it filters a lot of IMGs who got less than 230, right, Kanula? That's what most of the work, right? And so that means, they are filtered by a computer, most of these candidates, okay? You don't need to look into that, okay? So we get the gist of the candidates who scored more than 230, okay? So once you filter out, it's very hard to help these candidates. Okay, my uncle says, my uncle friend of mine says, "Hey, can you help my brother?" But unfortunately, computer auto filter out. Okay, so very important to have a good score, so that you stay in the race. Okay, thank you.
so thanks, Dr. Janargada. So that was actually Dr. Chakravarti wants to make an very important announcement, but just one more minute, Dr. Chakravarti. Let me finish this topic by asking two more questions to Dr. Kanugula and Dr. Janargada. Dr. Janargada, you mentioned about this thing like somebody has like a recommendation, something. We grew up in that culture. We cannot help it. We get calls all the time. My cousin's son is there, so can you help me out? Does it work out at all? The recommendations, does it work at all?
Well, that's a very good question, but a very difficult question to answer, because see, See, in the past, I don't know how Kannada program works. Our program, we have a committee. Okay, the faculty along with the program director, chair sit together and rank these candidates. Okay, so based on that, we'll select the candidate. Of course, you look at the overall picture of the candidate. Okay, how you interviewed, his marks, and any research background. All extracurricular activities. And number one is I always ask the candidate, conflict of interest. Okay, how do you going to resolve the conflict? Okay, because see, these residents, coming from different part of the countries, and if something, they may not like, the nurses can report or staff can report. So we have to understand that this candidate can able to resolve any conflict by himself. Okay, so these are the things we look at that see during the interview. Okay, so once you get, there is a little bit edge there to help the candidate who is in that particular line. Okay, so say for example, hey, listen, this is a good one. He's good into the program. You will pass the boards. See, we are looking at that too. Passing the board is very important to give credit to the program. Okay, that's how we got reputation. Okay, see, 95% or 90% of passing rate in this program. Okay, that is very important. Okay, they are looking to that. There's a little bit edge there. Okay, if you have put a word, that carry a lot of weight. Though. Okay.
Dr. Kanugala, do you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much the same. Basically, there's nothing wrong with that. And somebody with like that, that means the basically intent is to pull out of this ocean of flood of applications and review. Right? That's how the faculty approaches. I really appreciate it. Because in my situation, that's what the way I look at it. The faculty comes and can you review this application? Yeah, absolutely. Why not? Maybe we missed some eligible, credible applicant, right? After reviewing application, we let the faculty see is it within our criteria. No, let's within our criteria. Of course, we are already reviewed. If not, then maybe something unique strength that my applicant may have. See, first of all, IRA's application is not designed very well to reflect candidates' strengths, right? There are a lot of pieces in the application. Maybe we are not able to capture it. So getting it out, reviewing it, maybe the candidate has a very unique or like I have interviewed candidates even with the low scores. Lot of volunteer work during the COVID, right? And a lot of volunteer work in API, or in our own state, GAPI, or with the ACP and the communities here. And we appreciate that, right? So that applicant we may want to interview. So that's going to help with the faculty. But again, when it comes to the conflict of interest, like some faculty's own family member or something, yeah, we maintain some dignity and respect and get it review, and if the candidate is good, and we will there's no harm in that. But again, we have to be careful. We look at a lot of recommendations, but not necessarily every recommendation is honored. But that's a good idea. If you apply to a program, if find out if you know somebody there, ask to get that application review. There is no harm. There's nothing wrong. Get it reviewed. But it doesn't, that's fine. But that's not a bad thing.
Sounds good. Thank you. One more question, and then we'll go to Dr. Chakravarti. So again, you guys are sitting in a unique place, Dr. Kanugula and Dr. Janal Gadda, other side of the table compared to many of us. So there are so many observership opportunities, clinical observership opportunities. And some kids I know, some medical students actually paying like $2,000 or $3,000 for 1 month observation or something like that. So what's your take on that? Are they useful, not useful, semi-useful? I don't want kids to spend like thousands of dollars of money and not getting any benefit of it. So what's your take on that?
Can I take on? Can I answer this? It's a
Yeah.
very very good question. Is really I wanted to talk about it. This while USMLE experience required for an applicant, because programs are looking for Is this applicant is going to be paying, or does he know US healthcare delivery models? Right, all of it, like case management, social worker, physical therapy. These concepts were not there in India, right? So we really like to know. So observerships are going to be helpful. That's a part of a US clinical experience. But while I feel like there are certain processes are taking advantage of this thing. But having something is better than not having anything. Like some observation programs charge certain amount of money. When I came to US, $3,000 was like, that was a lot of money, a lot of money. I mean, if you convert into, but again, if it's useful, yes, why not? Yeah, but some applicants, they don't have a contact, they don't know doctors, right? And they can't get an observership, so they're desperate. They're going to pay. That's fine. Okay, that's not bad. But one thing as a program director, I can tell you, not only me, many residency program directors knows certain letter of recommendations where they're coming from, right? Who these letter authors are. That is the same copy paste letter, only change of your name for every applicant. So you have to be
Yeah.
careful. You have to be careful. They don't even spend a single minute. Their secretary or assistant going to copy their letter, change their name. Oh, Dr. Ashok Kanugula rotated with us and blah, 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 and all of it. So when somebody is writing a letter, the way I read it, is there anything personalized statements? How well that person know? Is it something giving a clear example? So one day I was rotating with him in the cardiac ICU. He has seen some echocardiogram findings and so that is the personalized kind of, rather than he's a good and he's extraordinary, he's an awesome candidate. That won't help, right? So, and the letter writers too. Uh, uh, Programs know who are the letter writers. Same pattern. We know which hospital, which city, who is this doctor, and they have a program for observership, $3,000 they charge. I don't even open their letter at all. If I see the letter writer in ERAS, it will show the name, right? If that is coming from the doctor, I don't even read. I assume a lot of program directors don't, because we know what it is. So you have to be careful. Always find observership from someone unique that you can get to the contacts. Let's say if you don't, yeah, go ahead and start the observership by paying it. No harm. Something, like I said, something is better than nothing. But that's how it's been happening.
Thank you, Dr. Kanugula. Dr. General Gadda, do you want to add anything to
Yeah,
that?
I echo Dr. Kanula's statement, because this is very, very important. Okay, if you get a generic letter from the physician who got observed, it's not going to have any validity. Okay, so for example, I got somebody send a letter saying that this particular student, or he had 1 in 5% of my train in the list. Okay, if you have that kind of strong letter in the in recommendation, that carry a lot of weight. Okay, so I think make sure you work with a physician who really care about you, care about your work you spend there, and get a good letter will give big impact, rather than getting a generic letter where that Kanula said it won't carry any weight. Okay, so it's very, very important that is get a good letter from the who are going to be observing. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. General Gadda. Dr. Chakravarti, I'm sorry to keep you waiting, but yeah, please go ahead.
Actually, that couldn't be a better time for me to come in than this after this question. So I just am so proud, and this is something which I missed telling in my first round, which Abhishek pointed out to me because he is aware of this. Um, so API, when I came on to as a president, I realized that there were various people who were trying to help IMGs in various aspects. Okay, it's almost like everybody reinventing the wheel separately. So what I tried to do is to put everybody together. And I'm proud to say within this week, we are launching an RP IMG website in collaboration with RPQLI, which is Queens Long Island, which is our biggest subchapter. Devendra Srivastava, Parag Shah, and Himanshu Pandya have been doing this job for a long time. What I did was we got a web guy to make this more crystallized, more streamlined. Let me tell you what that does. The main part of the program is getting the mentors and the mentees together. It's like a matching program. So anybody who wants to ask for an observership, that person has an aunt or somebody living in, say, Los Angeles, New York area. And they'll say, hey, I'll be in New York area from this month to this month. I'm interested in neurology. Can you find me a mentor in neurology? So what we do, and that gets, right now we have incorporated AI into it for the matching part of it. So that matches them to a mentor who is a neurologist who lives in New York, New Jersey area. If he's some rarer thing like say urology and you don't have it in that area, then they will match it to the nearest area. So after this match goes, then we put them together and then they get the observership. Huge, huge thing, which actually took so much time. I've been working on this for 6 months, and we have spent RP and RPQLI has spent money on this, and it is going to be launched sometime this. I just texted the web guy that why has he not posted it yet? So it's going to come out this week, both in RPQLI website and our website. This is going to be huge, and please take advantage of this. These mentors, as far as we know, do not charge any money and will not. These mentors are voluntary mentors, number one. Number two, these mentors are not one of those in the can, which was talked about by Ashok. They are not canned mentors. They are fresh mentors who are really genuinely willing to try. And several of these mentors, and just don't quote me on that, this is not official, but several of these mentors have actually taken the mentees and have kept them in their house also. I've done that in the past myself, and I'm proud to say the professor, head of the department of Safdarjung Hospital in urology, was one of my mentees about 20 years ago. He and his wife came and stayed in our house, and rest is history. So my thing is that is there. What else is there in the website? Well, there are two other things. Another thing which is important is research papers in peer-reviewed articles. So we are trying to put a group together. That's not yet completely ready for prime time, but we have that process started. We have people who here get medical students from India be a part of their paper. Of course, that medical student will have to put some work in. For example, I have done that in the past, and I've had papers with medical students who have gotten residency here. I give them view-only access to certain aspects of my EMR, and I tell them to run some figures. And if they have access to statistics, at that time, a couple of people from PGI, they had statistician there. Statistical analysis was done by them. And then this gets published in a peer review journal. So this is the second branch of it. The third branch of it, which I'm going to now incorporate games in that branch, is webinars, just like this, telling people how to do interview, how to present themselves. Sudhakar pointed out very, very important points, and also Sashi, that you need to look confident. You need to give a positive vibe. You have to actually. I believe that's one of the. I mean, I don't know whether I should say it myself or I've heard from people. One of the things which I bring to the table is a positive vibe. I always bring a positive thing, and I think that's something which a program director looks forward to. I've done interviews. I've never been in the position of Sudhakar and Ashok, but I'm sure they'll agree that a person who comes across being confident of himself, not over arrogant, a fine line between confidence and arrogance, but giving the sense of that, hey, I can come to your program, I'll be able to do this. This is what I've done, etc., etc. And so that webinar section, and I'm going to incorporate games into that, so we can have regular webinars like this set, and that program will be done for a year in advance. Okay, so that you tell them, okay, this month we'll have this month we'll have this month, and it will be set. So more people will know, more people can join. Basically, those webinars will be geared only to teach you how to do the interview process. Maybe do a mock interview right on the screen, and people will see. I mean, we'll have somebody like Shashi sitting over there, and somebody like whoever matched this time, somebody sitting there, do a mock interview. And then Shashi, after the interview, will tell, or Sudhakar will tell what was right in that and what was wrong in there. We don't have to get somebody who is matched. We can get somebody really random from you guys and do some mock interviews. And that helps. Let me tell you where I got this idea from. I'm not very proud to say this, but the people, from Pakistan, Apna people, are way ahead in this than us. We have to, and frankly, I took their help during the J1 process, how to apply and stuff like that. Because it was new to me. I took their help. One of the guys, he was very helpful, and he helped us. And they have done, so we need to step up and do some mock interviews. Mock interviews are something which will help everybody. Sudhakar and Ashok, get a group of people like you together, and we can do some mock interviews, and that will be great teaching for people. And also you can point to them what I liked and what I did not like. So these are the three aspects which we are doing, guys. And I forgot to tell you that before. Thank you, Abhishek, for reminding me. And you please take advantage of this. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Chakravarti. That's very, very helpful, actually, and a concrete help, not just like a word of help or something, just really concrete needed help. So everybody, apiusa.org, apiusa.org is our website. Please be on the lookout. Please keep checking the website. There are always more information there. Dr. Chakravarti, before you go, is there any point of contact for the observership program?
Yes, the point of contact, once you click on that thing, it automatically comes to Devendra. They have got a panel. Obviously, they are busy practicing. There'll be hundreds and hundreds. It's not like, so not. So once we get this thing started, we are planning to hire a secretary, and API and QLI will split the cost and hire somebody who can look into this. Having said that, that's an expense, and I'm going to throw it out at games. If one of you a few of you could volunteer to be that gatekeeper, that will help everybody.
That's fantastic. So yeah, please be on the lookout for more information on the rpusa.org website. So yeah. Next panel speaker is Dr. Priyanka Papapula. She is an internist, currently working as a hospitalist. I believe this is her second year of working. Is she here? She's working today. Has she had to step out, or is she there?
Yeah, I'm still here, Dr. Kupala.
Okay, Priyanka, yeah, thanks a lot. So she recently went through the same journey. She came here as an IMG and had to go through the observerships and research and match, and now she's working on the J1 visa. So yeah, Dr. Papapula, if you could share your journey a little bit, that would be fantastic. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Priyanka Papapula. A little bit about myself. I did my med school in India. I graduated from Siddhartha Medical College, Vijayawada. And then I came to the US to do the residency, and I had some observerships before I applied. I was a graduate by the time I applied, so I was only eligible for observerships. I was um, I had the opportunity to do a few observerships at the university hospital in Georgia with the hemonc and gastro. And before I got into residency, I was fortunate enough to get a research opportunity at Mayo Clinic Rochester, and I did a research for a year. And then I did my residency in Wright Center in Scranton, and then I graduated recently in July 2024. Right now, I'm working as a hospitalist in North Carolina. I'm more than happy to help if you have any questions, since I've been through this journey recently. So feel free to ask if you have any questions.
So that's fantastic, Priyanka. You really checked all the boxes like research and observership and coming from India. The question I have for you is, how did you get those observerships? What's the secret?
Well, just like Dr. Janal Garda and Dr. Kanagala mentioned, so when I was actually preparing for my steps, I was fortunate to find a doctor in India who has a senior who's working in University Medical College of Georgia in Augusta, Georgia. So he was an oncologist there. So he was able to connect me with him. I was able to talk to him, and he was kind enough to offer me an observership. And once I got into that university and started my observership there, I reached out to the other departments, like gastroenterology. I sent out them that letter of interest that I'm interested in doing a rotation with them, and they were kind enough to give me an opportunity. So that's how I was able to get the observership opportunities.
Okay. Again, a couple more practical questions. What visa were you on at the time?
So I came here on a tourist visa, B1, B2 at the time, because I had to give my CS exam too. So I timed it in such a way that when I came here for my CS, I had was able to have my observerships done at that time in that visit itself.
Okay. And where were you staying at the time? Were you staying at friend's place or were you paying for something? What was your
Uh, so
living?
when So when I actually came here, so when I gave the USMLE exams, the CS was done in only five. Now we no longer have the clinical skills exam, but at that time we had it in five cities in the US, and I had my testing center at Houston. So for the testing, I stayed in one of the hotels. That's where most of the applicants were staying and the examinees were staying. So I actually stayed there. But for my rotation, I was able to find an accommodation close to where I was rotating. The physician who actually helped me get the observership, he helped me with the finding an accommodation close by.
Wow, that's fantastic. So did you have any relatives here? Did you have any friends before you came in here?
I did not have any family or relatives before I came here, but I have a friend of mine who is an engineer, just like for moral support, I would say, but did not
That's
have any family members.
that's amazing. That's really true. Great. So you just came for the observation. It's really blind faith, actually. That's fantastic.
Well, I would say that, but this journey is really amazing and unique in a way that during this journey you make some good friendships that last forever. So the friends that I made during my CS exam, because most of them they stayed in the hotels close by, so we made good friends, and we're all still friends now. And it's so good to see, like when we actually think back and talk about it, like some of them are now in fellowships doing cardiology, nephrology. Some of them are practicing as hospitalists. So USMLE is not just a journey towards your career in medicine, but also it will shape you as a person.
Right. So let me ask you a question. Um, Clearly, you've done it all by yourself. Um, would you do it again? Meaning, would you have, if you are in India right now, fresh graduate, would you come to America or would you stay back?
Are you saying like right now, as in like now?
Yeah, no, I know that the visa issue is like a little bit like tricky right now, but remove that visa issue. But would you undertake this kind of like a arduous journey again?
I would. I would.
You would?
Yeah, because yes, I would definitely I would pursue this journey. I know it's everybody has a very unique experience to it. So although we are all aiming to get into the residency and establish a career and start practice here, we all the things that you experience that will help you mold and you actually meet great mentors and develop good friendships. So it'll actually help you grow as a person as well. So I would definitely go through this. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing, really. So you done 2 observerships and 1 research?
That's right. So I actually did 2 months of observership in Hemong. And then I did 1 month in gastroenterology in the same hospital. I mean, typically at that time, I was also very nervous because what people usually say is they want, I mean, when I was applying, people would usually say that if you actually do more rotations in the Northeast area, because you have a lot of residency programs there that are visa sponsoring programs. So they would say it's always better to find some places there. But I was not able to find any unpaid observerships at that time. But it worked out for me. But I know a few friends of mine who actually did rotations everywhere. They did a few in like Florida. They went to Chicago. They did it with Mayo, Cleveland Clinic. So I think it's not entirely about where you actually did the observership. Again, as Dr. Kanugula and Dr. Kanugata, they have a good experience and they're on the other side, like interviewing candidates. So they're essentially trying to see how familiar are you with the US healthcare system rather than how many months of experience that you have.
Okay. How did you get the research at Mayo? That's a very prestigious institute. So yeah.
So this was during the COVID time. I was actually supposed to go back home, but then due to the flights being canceled, I got stuck in the US. But then, so it's just cold emailing for most of them. Almost like you go to the Mayo website and find all the PIs. If there is any specific field that you're interested in, it's always like, advised to start with that. Go and open the faculty profile, look for what kind of research they are involved in, and you can just reach out to them, like cold email them. Most of the times you don't hear back from them, like, for most of the emails, but if you get lucky and if you send out like a large amount of emails, they might get back to you, like, two or three of them, they might get back to you. So that's how I was able to get into Mayo.
So did you actually have to go to Mayo to do that, or were you sitting like, were you doing it remotely?
No, so I didn't have to. Like I just online, everything was online. I didn't have to go in person to the Mayo Clinic. Just open the profile. Like I send out emails to cardiology department, gastroenterology department. Since I was actually working with hemonc at that time, like and when I was working with the oncologists, they were also doing research at that time. They let me like have an idea of what they're doing, although I did not like participate since I don't have access to the MR since I was an observer. So that kind of also helped me, and I was able to send out like so many emails. And my PI from cardiology department, his coordinator reached out to me. So and then they had an interview with me. So they usually like once they respond to your email, they would like to set up an interview, see if the goals are aligning in terms of research, and then they would like to offer a position.
Okay. So this is very powerful thing, the cold email. From where we came from, most of us tend to rely on friends and contacts and um, can you get me an internship, or can you get me an observership, or can you get me research or something. But I met with a girl in Ahmedabad in January when I was there for a IMA meeting, and she said exactly the same thing. She got into some research program. Actually, they're paying her.
Mhm.
She got a research program in Houston. I think she's going to start from June or July in next 2, 3 months. And I was like, how did you get into that? That is fantastic. So she said, just cold email. I sent like 1,000
Mhm.
emails and I got
Yeah.
response from like 5 or 10, and then I got this position. So yeah. So everybody out there who are looking for, you don't have to rely on your contacts. Even if you don't have any contacts or friends or anybody to help you, you don't have to feel like you're lost. It always comes down to you. what do you want to do, how you want to do it. So cold email is a powerful thing. Don't worry about people who are not going to respond to you. You send like 1,000 emails, you may get like 5 responses. That's like 0.5%. But still, from those 5 responses, you may land a research position or observership from one of those. That's enough for you to get the foothold. So yeah, this is amazing, Priyanka. Thanks a lot for sharing your journey. That's very inspiring.
Thank you, Dr.
So
Gopala.
yeah, so hang around, and we're going to talk to the man of the moment, Dr. Krishna Sakalabhaktala. He just matched in internal medicine in California. That's in itself is a huge achievement. But more than that, he's a 2024 graduate. So obviously he's a recent graduate, and I believe he matched into like 11 programs or something. I have never heard of anybody who matched into those many programs being a 2024 graduate. So Krishna, you are the star of the day. You are the kind of guy who like all of them want to hear really. So yeah, share a little bit about your journey, and then we'll go to the questions.
Thank you for the great introduction, Dr. Gopala. Thank you for this opportunity. I'm Krishna Saikaran Sakalabhaktala. I'm originally from Andhra Pradesh. I graduated from Rangaraya Medical College in, as you said, in 2024 March. And before graduation, I came here to do some electives. And in my first cycle, I was unfortunately went unmatched with 4 interviews. And later, I didn't give up, and I just continued working on my application. I am currently working as a research scholar in Tulane University, and I was fortunate to get 14 interviews this year, and fortunate to get into St. Joseph Medical Center in internal medicine categorical position. And I've been there in everyone's shoes just in few months ago. And if there are any doubts, I'm happy to help anyone who have any doubts in here.
So, Krishna, you said you came here even when you're in med school back home. Uh, and you came here to do some rotations?
Yes, Dr. Rupal. I mean, so I extended my internship. I decided to get into USMLE journey as an intern in India, and then I mean, I looked out for opportunities. I emailed a lot of people, and fortunately, some of them were kind enough to give me the opportunity to come and rotate. So, being a student, I got the opportunity to do hands-on rotations, and that has gave me the access to EMR, and that is a different experience compared to doing an observership. That has helped me to get to know US healthcare, and definitely has been I mean, I could actually talk about the experience much more in a deeper way when I was in the interviews talking with everyone. So it has helped me a lot.
So, I'm just still trying to understand how does it like work out? So people can get you like hospitals can let you come and do rotations here.
So some of the hospitals are willing to take international medical graduates. Like few of them are one is I would say the name of it. It is Stony Brook Southampton Hospital. They are like community hospitals which are willing to take international medical graduates, and they are willing to give the EMR access to students. So we could actually reach out to them through email. So that has helped me getting the rotations with hands-on experience.
And you did this in your third year or fourth year?
In my fifth year, as in during internship, I took the extension to extend my degree for another year, and came here to do rotations.
Gotcha. So you completed your 4 years, you finished all your exams, like your medicine final exams, and then you started your internship back home, but took a break in the middle of the internship.
Yes, as I mentioned before, I started my journey as a during internship, and I did my step one, and then I came here to do rotations, and then went back to India to did my step two, and came back to give my step three, and then applied for the residency.
Gotcha. So you did some you came here during your internship in India and did those kind of like or IMG kind of like graduate like rotations here.
That's correct.
Those are
Yeah.
hands-on rotations. Those are not absorptions. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. How many did you do?
Uh, for hands-on rotations, I did 4 months of it and 2 months of observerships along with that.
So 4 months of hands-on rotations at the
Yes,
same
that's correct.
hospital?
No, in different hospitals. So when I was reaching out to few other hospitals, they like sometimes it could be a clinic and in an outpatient setting. Sometimes it could be a hospital with an observership opportunity. So in either way, I got the chance to actually work on EMRs. So it would be a big difference compared to not working and just observing the. It is a lot of difference compared to being an observership.
Okay. So here is a question. Answer me
Yeah.
honest. Uh, like, do you have like big time contacts here, or is it all your hard work?
Definitely, I would say my college alumni, as you are, has
I did
helped
not
me.
help you. I'm not going to take any credit. I did not help you at all. You reached out, but I did not help you at all. So alumni helped.
Yes, a lot. So I would definitely say reach out to your college alumni, and even during rotations, it's just not an opportunity to know US healthcare system. It is also an opportunity to make more connections, to do networking, because you will be working with residents, you will be working with hospitalists who has done their residency in a different program, who has been there through this journey. So any insight can be helpful, and just asking would not harm, as Dr. Kanugula said, and I would say that has made a big difference for me from the first year getting unmatched to the next year getting matched this year.
Okay. So primarily you reached your alumni,
Yes,
Rangaraya alumni,
yes,
and kind of like got into these kind of rotations through them. But you did not have any family here helping you or anything like that.
I have my long distant brother, second cousin for me, who is working as a oncologist in Medical University of South Carolina. So he also was kind enough to give me an observership with him. So I
Okay.
worked for 1.5 month with him. So that was a great opportunity to me. So as I said, just give our best, whether it is family, or whether it is alumni, or whether it is your friends, even LinkedIn. So I would say the research position which I am right now, the great opportunity I got here is based on reaching out to people in LinkedIn. So they actually gave me this opportunity, and they interviewed me, and they are happy. They liked me, and they took me here. So I would say have an open mind while speaking with everyone. It is a long process, I agree, but we need just one chance to be here, I would say.
That's amazing. We spoke on the phone a couple times, but this is the first time I'm actually seeing you. And you come across as a very confident, likable young man. So that transmits, obviously. The positive vibes Dr. Chakravarti and everybody was talking, probably that's it. That's a secret, probably. All right. So yeah, it's very inspiring to know that your journey, like being proactive, not holding yourself back just by being proactive, using all the social media. If you go to social media, I just watch reels. Uh, I did not even
I
know
mean,
that.
there's one thing which if I may kind of interject, I agree with him. Two things we need to always remember that failure is a stepping stone to success. You have to take failure at the stride. Do not get depressed. It's a long process. I was fortunate I got in the first time, but a lot of other people may not. But very important is just throw your net. Throw your net, like he said. I applied at that time, there were 120 programs. I applied to 85 programs. And that time, during the age of postal, I mean, nobody used to take email entries. No LinkedIn, no social media, nothing. We did it that way. That might give away my my age, but that was long time ago. This time, it's very easy. But idea is focus, know that that's what you want to do, and just do all the aspect. And you brought out, use anything, use LinkedIn, use all the other tools which you need to, and do that. And hopefully with this IMG portal which is going to come out, you might be able to get matched to a lot of more mentors, and hopefully that will help you guys out. Great, great. I'm loving hearing this, your journeys. Thank you.
It's really,
Thank you,
truly,
Doctor.
totally inspiring, Jenny's really. So let me ask you a question, Krishna. Um, for somebody who is back home right now in their third year or fourth year med school, and they come to you, be my counselor, plot my journey. What should I do next? What's your advice?
That's a great question, Dr. Kupal. I mean, as a third year or a fourth year's medical student, I would say, first of all, focus on focus on getting good grades in medical school. I know it's not it's not not completely different to, because I heard that I'm not sure about this. I heard that people like the program directors even see MSP, how your work is there in your medical school. So keep that in mind and work on your marks and your grades in medical school. At the same time, I would say start your USMLE steps as fast as you can. If you are like sure about the USMLE journey, you start with the steps, because in this journey, having a failure in your USMLE steps would be a big backdrop, big red flag. So I would say focus on that and get a good score in USMLE step two, and then the observerships. I would say I would have done it different when it comes to getting into observerships and doing rotations. I would have if I ask me if I go back, I would say I have done finished my step two and then come to US and do rotations. So because you would have a much more understanding of the concepts and everything, and you'd be much more confident even in the rotations while they ask you questions, while they were talking about all the concepts. So you would be much more engaging, and that may impress the attending or whoever, that even the resident, and that can help you getting a good LOR, and might help you even getting a residency interview in the same program. So I would say that would be a good way to do the things.
That's nice. So you said you got into rotation at Stony Brook. How did you get that contact?
Actually, it was through a group. I was reaching out. There are a lot. I used the 100% advantage of social media, I would say. So I was talking about everyone. I was reaching out to everyone in WhatsApp and in LinkedIn. So it was one of the groups in LinkedIn. So I was talking with one of the attendings who was there working in Stony Brook Southampton Hospital, and he was connected with me to the GME department, and I emailed them, and then they gave me the chance to do rotation there.
That's amazing. So nobody told you about this hospital at all. So you just
No,
found out on the social media.
yes, Dr. Kupala.
Yes, that's something. That's really something. Great job and amazing. So yeah. All
I
right.
would also
So
add another thing, Dr. Kupala, if you don't mind.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
So
Yeah.
So the another thing I would say, while I was looking out for all the observership opportunities, there is something called another opportunity called Shivani Bhatt Foundation, which are like really engaging international medical grads to get free. Like I was as RP is starting new, they also are giving the opportunities to people like coming from India to do free like observership, connecting with preceptors here. And a lot of my friends I know have taken that advantage, and I would definitely say reaching out to them. At the same time, starting the API observership portal. I'm super happy that API also took that opportunity and took that initiative to take help the international medical grads and when it comes to taking like getting the opportunities like observerships.
Right,
Yeah,
right. And
Shivani Bhatt Foundation, let me also add to that. Yes, they have been doing a great job. Shivani Bhatt had a tragic, I don't know whether you know the background of that. She came here doing for a residency program. While she was driving to one of her interviews, she had a car crash and died. Her father is not the one which you see in the social media on the WhatsApp here. He's not nothing to do with the Bhatt Foundation. Her dad lives in India. His name is Hemendra or some Hemendra Bhatt, and they started this foundation, and they have been doing great job. In fact, very, very, very a good job. And right now, what we are doing is doing that plus adding the other couple of things. And while I was saying that the webinars which I was talking about, in fact, one of the webinars could be how to access all this social media. That's something which Krishna could give a lecture on. So I think I'm learning a lot about that too myself.
so, yeah, these are all amazing journeys. So, before we go to the questions, we have several questions. Any of the panel members want to add anything to the discussion so far? Dr. Kanugula, Dr. Janal Gadda, Priyanka, anyone? All right, then sounds good. So let's go to the questions. Um, Games team sent out a form, circulated a form yesterday or over the last couple of days, and there are several questions came through that, and also there are several questions in the chat box here in the Zoom meeting today. So let's go to the questions in the chat box first, and then we'll go to the forum. Uh, the first question is. Uh, what about surgical branches match? How long is the post-graduation and super specialization program in the US? Is passing percentage poor in surgical side? Can work in India after completing training in the US? Probably Dr. Chakravarti, you are the only surgeon in the group today. If you could take a stab at that question.
Yeah, surgical specialties are more difficult to get than non-surgical specialties. Having said that, um, there is nothing that will not help enable you to switch your specialties. For example, if you get matched in let's say an internal medicine program, you can go on to being an interventional cardiologist, interventional radiologist. You can be, I mean, if you imagine radiology. So the interventional part of it you can always do. These days, a lot of things are internists are doing, which are surgical, which are bordering on plastic surgery, which you can do as an intern. Um, Also, I've heard, I've have examples of people who come in here and do research, let's say urological research, for several years, I mean, 2, 3, 4 years, and they have got better chances in getting into that surgical specialty. So, if you want surgical specialty, um, I mean, I'm not saying that you cannot get it from India. You have to be really good. That's number one. Number two, you come and do some research in that particular field, and I can hook you up to big urologists around the country who will be glad to take you as a research fellow, and you can just do that for a few years, and then there's a good chance. One of the biggest guys Ashutosh Tiwari, who is the professor of Mount Sinai Hospital, urology. He started as that. He just was a research fellow with Dr. Mani Menon in Detroit, right down the road. I did it from Wayne State University. He was in Henry Ford, and look at where he is now. So Dr. Mani Menon is an example, having taken several fellows with him, several research guys with him, and they got into urology residency programs and get it. So those are two ways of doing it. Third way of doing it, maybe do internal medicine and impress when you rotate through, or impress your surgical attending so much that you can tell them that, hey, I want to change and I want to go into that. That's the third option.
Thank you, Dr. Chakravarti. There is a comment in the chat box saying that the residency is for around 5 to 7 years and super specialty is for another 3 years. So just a small correction on that. Residency, the typical residency is about 3 years. I know there are like residency programs, for example, neurology is about 5 years.
Urology is 5 to 6 years. It used to be 5 years with 2 years pre-urology residency and 3 years. See, urology is the only urology and gynecology are the only two specialties, as far as I know, which has got direct match. Otherwise, you have to do general surgery, then do cardiothoracic. So general surgery 3 years, cardiothoracic surgery 3 years, general surgery 3 years, plastic surgery 3-4 years. But urology, when I joined, it was 2 years of pre-urology surgical training incorporated. After that, your 3 years of urology. Nowadays, it's 4 years of urology after the 2 years, and that 4 years, 1 year is usually research year. So, but again, like I said, only two specialties where you can join direct and become a surgeon, a urologist.
Absolutely. So surgical specialties are longer, but in general, medical specialties are typically 3 years. So next question is a long question. I graduated in 2022 and I'm presently in my final year of internal medicine residency. The future of pursuing a source specialty in India does not look appealing. So I was wondering if pursuing an IM residency in US and going for a cardiology fellowship. I would like to know if this gap after graduation will affect my chances. Is Dr. Kanugula is still on? Or did he have to step out?
Yeah, sorry, I briefly stepped out. Maybe I missed the previous question.
So he is doing his final year MD back home, but he doesn't think he will, or he wants to get into cardiology fellowship there. So he wants to come here and do internal medicine residency again and do the cardiology fellowship here. So it's been almost like 3 years probably since his graduation is completed. So what are his chances of matching into internal medicine residency? That's his question.
Yeah, absolutely. In the past, American Board of Internal Medicine allowed programs to give 1 to 2 years of the credit for applicants who has done post-graduation home country. However, nowadays, due to a lot of changes in the policies and state laws and board processes, it is I am not seeing that pattern. So yes, that's going to definitely add value to an applicant if they have done post graduation in the same specialty. Let's say internal medicine PZ in India, and they're applying here for internal medicine. Definitely, it would add value. And surgical specialties in India, somebody coming here and applying for internal medicine. As a program director, I am also an international graduate, so I do understand the priorities in life's change, career paths would change. That would also add value. Having a surgery residence in India and applying here for internal medicine, definitely. I mean, not in this program. Previously, where I was, like we have ranked some applicants who has done dermatology residency in India, ophthalmology residency, surgery residency, and they're applying here at internal medicine. We do understand as an IMG program director how difficult it is to get into residency, and we appreciate that genuine interest. They're sparing additional 3 years in their career to yeah, applying here. Definitely, that's gonna be adding value to your holistic application overall.
Awesome. Thank you so much. There are several questions about what visa requirement for observership. Probably Krishna, you may be able to answer this question. What kind of visa you are on right now?
I'm currently on J1 research visa, but the first time I came to do my rotations, I was on tourist visa B1 B2, and then even on J1 research visa, I was allowed to do observerships, taking a pause in my research to go to a different organization to do a rotation, and I have actually done in that way. So I would say having a J1 research or J1 visa or B1 B2 visa, you can actually do observerships in US.
Sounds good. Thank you. Again, Ashok, uh, hey guys, just a general reminder to everybody in the call. This is a general talk. So please post questions which are useful to many people than just for yourself. Meaning, I am in this kind of situation. Somebody posted, I did not match this year, and I would like to know what things I can do better this year. Credentials are year of graduation 2025, step 1 pass, step 2 250, and extracurricular is USPA, licensed skydiver with 35 jumps. This person is my kind of guy. So, so Ashok, Dr. Janal Gadda, do you want to advise him or her?
Can you repeat the question? I'm sorry, I lost it.
So year of graduation 2025, pass step
Ah.
1, step 2 250 score, and fantastic extracurricular hobby being a skydiver with 35 jumps. Clearly, you have a lot to talk during your interview about your skydiving, but what are the other things that person can do to make his application stronger?
But definitely that score really attracted for the getting interview, because you will bypass so many obstacles. But as I mentioned, extracurricular activities are very important for any candidate to navigate his interview. Okay, and I think you should do a little bit focus on if you have a time before the apply, get some kind of publication, abstract, something. Okay, that really put him on front line. Okay, so that's why I focus.
So research and publications.
Yes, yeah, a little bit. Okay, you need help because definitely the score will bring him into the limelight. I'm sure Kanula will take him as call him for interview. I call him for interview, but you have to know that Sashi, as IMG, you need to give more flavor than a US citizen. Okay, you gotta give more flavor. Okay, so give more attraction. So get in. Okay, so when I was when I applied to this country long time ago, I was I did my abdominal surgery in Vienna. Okay, then I came over here. I did a research. So that will give you a lot of attraction for program direct to take it because listen, you spend some time to learn, other than medicine, whatever. That Kanula says, even though I'm a surgery experience, they took me in internal medicine because my goals are changed. Okay, so that's why this gentleman, who are we're talking, if you can put some little bit time on the research, get at least abstract, that really helps him to get in.
Thank you. That actually answers several questions about research. So several of the students asked about the need for research. So clearly, as Dr. Janalgada was saying, you have to go above and beyond compared to the American medical graduates. So you need to separate yourself. You need to be ahead of the pack. So clearly, research will be one additional thing to help your application. Any comments, Dr. Kanugula?
Sorry. Yes. About the first one, the question asked about the holistic application process I was talking about. Again, any applicant who, even though they have good credentials, they didn't get any interview, that doesn't mean they are not eligible candidates. We have to be very realistic in current situation. And being a visa applicant with a visa requirement itself is a huge issue in this country right now, right? Currently, there is a lot of pressure on the program directors and organizations. Nobody wants to take a chance for the issues with the potential challenges with the visas. And a lot of advocacy, American Medical Association, API, like Dr. Chakravarti mentioning earlier, a lot of advocacy going on, and still the programs are kind of struggling with these immigration issues. So don't get discouraged. And how you improve your profile, just like Dr. Jonalgad is mentioning, um, improve your network and make your application visible. Your application doesn't matter how stellar it is, it can be buried in thousands of applications, right? It has to be visible. That is the only way it can be visible is like a filters. It can get filtered out, year of graduation or scores or something. When it comes to the research is not a filter. I can tell you, even though applicants have like a 50 publications with the PubMed IDs, and we can't really filter these applicants with a lot of research. So we have to open that application and see how much research that person has. Again, research is a very broad word. Original research is different. A simple abstract or a case report with a PubMed ID, that's also research. So I would define that as more of like a scholarship. Scholarship, I would say there's multiple ways to accomplish this. Collaboration with other applicants to uh, being part of a systematic review or meta-analysis. You guys know better than me, there is a lot of networking and groups that work together to bring it up something. And one thing, after coming here as a B1, B2 visa, and attend national conferences, like attending ACP chapter meetings, like a state chapter meeting or a national meetings or ABDIM or ACGM meetings, that would be very helpful. You'll connect with a lot of faculty in academic programs, and you're also able to publish posters, like GAPI. In our GAPI chapter here, residents present, international graduates present a lot of posters. That's going to give you some kind of a visibility. So when we look into the application, it's not necessarily the quantity. I can narrate a story how committed that person is to get into the residency by looking at the pattern, right? And there are other things like he's a part of several projects, but his name is always there, but we really don't know what his contribution is. Other pattern is this applicant attended this conference and he presented a poster, and he went there and he presented a poster. I know how the application, the selection committees look into who they select, what are kind of a poster. So program directors would know, they can assess the genuine commitment and hard work they're putting it in, rather than faking with the multiple publications there and here. So you have to show that, right? And some program directors also looking into the specialty specific scholarship. You are applying for an internal medicine, and you have done some abstract with a group of people on some surgical prosthetic, you know, joint replacement research, for example, right? So, yeah, it's helpful. But again, is he really interested in internal medicine? But his scholarship is more focused in some other specialty. So that's a multiple ways to look into that. So that's how you anybody who did not match or did not get an interview, and the way they can do like more networking. One last thing I would say, programs specifically select a certain group of applicants who they feel like these are good for our culture, our faculty. Remember, we are training the residents. Same time, we want to ensure they can provide best possible care to our patients. Organizations in this country struggling with one of the biggest thing is the patient experience. Hospitals losing money with the patient lack of patient experience, right? How does patient experience come? right? We are not with the same color. Our accent is different, right? But we have to provide best context and the care to our patients when we are interacting with them. We have to sell ourselves very well, and we have to be part of the community. And so that's how the patients appreciate. So that's what the programs look for. Somebody who can't even speak well, so that for that, commit to certain area, geographic area, and go there and do some kind of a volunteer work. I really like to see the applicants who are local in the state of Georgia, right, who are actually working around in this area and who are part of a GAPI, like a GAPI volunteer works or anything. If I attend there, if I'm seeing those faces, that gives me some familiarity, right? And also some kind of a charitable work and doing observerships in this area. Oh, he's been here for 2 years in Atlanta, right? So maybe will just get him to see and what he's going to offer to our program, because he knows the area, he knows our patient mix and culture here. That's how you look into the, don't just rely on applying for across the nation, but you're just all over the place. So that might not give you the good sense, right? But again, you can go one day to California and do an observership and come back, right, to Georgia and stay here. So we look into the ERAS application where this applicant is actually residing, right? So that is one of the filters. But you also know the signals. ERAS provides the signals. Internal medicine gets like a 3 signals, gold signals, and 10, I guess. Is it 10? I don't remember exactly for silver. Silver is
12, Dr. Kamala,
yeah,
12.
yeah, 10. 10 silver and 3 gold, right? We like to interview, everybody gives a gold signal. So there are multiple ways that you show your genuine interest in the specialty and the specific program, right? So once the steps are done, there's no going back. You can't fix your score. You can't fix your year of graduation, right? But certain things you can improve, not just the research. They're like a volunteer work and commitment and signals and connecting and networking, all these things that you can improve upon for the upcoming match.
Thank you, Dr. Kanagula. Probably this is a good time to tell everybody, as most of you guys know, RP has been very involved in doing the stem cell drives to increase the Indian stem cell donor pool. We've been doing the drives both in America and in India. If you participate in the drives, if you organize those drives back home in India, in your med school or in community back home, RP will give you volunteer certificates. So that will give you some volunteer hours. So please do think about it if you're thinking about volunteering. Either Abhishek or I can give you more information on that. Next question probably for Krishna. Can second year MBBS students join absorption, or is it strictly for third years and fourth year students?
I'm not sure about this, Dr. Kopula. I mean, everyone I know are, I think it is a requirement for graduation of third year to apply for rotations. But for observerships where there is no hands-on, I think there is no restriction for it. But for doing electives, the third year graduation is a requirement, and I think it is a requirement. I'm not sure about the exact rules of it, Dr. Gopala.
Okay. Another question is in the same lines. Am I eligible for an elective as an intern?
Definitely, definitely. Even as an intern, you are actually a student uh, to a medical school. So yeah, you are eligible to do an elective.
Fantastic. Again, this is direct question to you. Dr. Krishna, what did you improve your CV in the second year, second cycle? And what change or improvement do you think that worked out?
I would say there are a lot of things I have changed in my CV when it comes to from my first year cycle to second year cycle. I worked as a medical officer in India, and it has given me first-hand experience of how to take care of patients, of being an active. I would say being in the front line, taking care of patients is different to having someone supervising you. So that is a different experience, and it has helped me uh, to build my confidence. At the same time, even in US, in every time I think wherever I was there, I tried to network, and it has helped me a lot coming to second year, second cycle. And also, I did not give up on improving my CV in not just gaining experiences like electives, doing electives. So in my second before my second cycle, I rotated into two different hospitals which have residencies. So I would say the one thing I changed myself from the first cycle to second cycle is looking for observerships where they have their own residency program, because that would give an advantage of knowing the program. At the same time, they know you, so that they, if they like you, they're gonna give you an interview, and most probably they will even take you in the same program. So at the same and also, with all the issues going on, getting a research position here would also help us to not only just gain how US culture works, and also at the same time you would also improve your CV. It makes you much more used to talking in English. I know it is hard, and I know it is very difficult coming from India, but being here, it has its own advantages. I know the money and everything comes into picture when it comes to living here. But if fortunate to get a paid position, that would be a great opportunity to improve the CV.
Fantastic. Thank you. So several questions that were asked in the chat box are actually being answered very appropriately by other members actually. So I'm not going to ask those questions, which have already got answered in the correct way, because that's going to waste of time for everybody. All right. Sir, my question is that I have published 12 papers. Wow, 12 papers. 2 book chapters, 3 original researches, 1 case series, 6 case reports. I don't know how you did that, but that's amazing. I have halted research for now till I get into internship, which starts May 2027. I'm down to step 2 prep in my final year of MBBS and targeting October for step 2, or if not possible, when an internship first 2 months. So what should I proceed with, and how do I gain volunteer experience, and can you help me in that mainly? So volunteer experience, one thing I can tell you is, again, the stem cell research. If you want to do any drives and spend time on that, we can give you volunteer certificates, and that's going to be very pertaining to your application process. That's a science related topic and very needed project, so you can talk a lot about that volunteering. Abhishek actually answered that question, but the reason why I read that question was, it's amazing that somebody who is still in med school, it looks like, had like 12 papers, 2 book chapters, 3 original researchers. Probably you have to give us a webinar on how to do all these things, really. um, all right, so now let's
Especially where can it come, this particular student?
um he can, name is I think Jane, right? Where is that? Jane S25 Ultra. That's the name. Please respond to Dr. Jonal Gadda directly.
That's very amazing.
His
And
name is
in medical school,
Right.
Atishay Jain.
Atisha
Atishay
Jain.
yeah,
Jain.
This is
that's
fantastic.
amazing. 3 original articles published means is pretty is really a good achievement what he did during medical school. Because
Oh, he's from Chandigarh. That makes
good job.
sense.
Oh, is PGI?
No, he's on GMC, but But yeah, he'll be definitely there. Next time I go to PGI,
Yeah.
buddy, I'm coming there for the PGI reunion in December. Just will reach out to you or reach out to me.
So all those high achieving students in the chat box, please don't put your achievements. I'm getting depressed here. So ju- just kidding. No, no, this is great. This is great. But people like me are also existing in this world. So please remember about us.
Hey
All
Sashi,
right.
do you mind taking having people open their videos and taking a screenshot for the newsletter, which is going to come
Absolutely.
out with
So
this?
why don't we do the screenshot and then let's go to the questions from the form, the Google Forms
Yeah.
people submitted. So Dr. Chakravarti may want to leave. So yeah, Abhishek, can you organize that picture?
And Abhishek, after this is done, send me the link to this. So in the newsletter, the poster will go out, the numbers which match will go out, which is already ready to go out, and then we'll post the link and this picture. Okay. So if anybody who can unmute or open their videos, that they will hopefully come to the first page. Um, that would make it good. Yeah, yes. जितने सारे मेकअप वेकअप लगा लो.
Prakhar, you going to take the picture or is it Abhishek going to take the picture? Please take a screenshot of everybody.
Sudhakar also, Sudhakar is there? Yeah, yeah, he is there. He is there.
Is
There
Priyanka
you go.
there?
Yeah, there are two more: Joshua Prince, and
Yes.
One Plus. Yeah, if you can unmute or open your video, Joshua Prince, and One Plus, that'll complete it. And Chinmay Vijaya. There you go. Just now the One Plus is only left, and Joshua Prince. And this should be good enough. Is anybody taking the shot?
I think they can take a screenshot.
Okay, okay, here you go. That's perfect. Awesome. Awesome. Great. Yeah. So you guys carry on, guys. I was so glad to be a part of this. And please let me know about future ones coming up. And what I have got, I'm going to have games be in charge of the webinar part of the website which I was talking about. So, so please, you guys can arrange these kind of webinars. We'll post it way in advance for the whole year, and you can do one webinar a day. And please, please, Ashok and Sudhakar, and get a few other people like you guys and do some mock interviews. That really will help. Thank you so much for having me here. You
All right.
please carry
Thanks,
on.
Dr. Chakravarti. Yep, absolutely. Thanks a lot for coming today. All right, let's go to the questions. We've been doing this for 2 hours, so another 10 more minutes. All the panel members, please stay with us. Questions from the Google Forms. Is it practical for IMGs to aim beyond internal medicine or pediatrics and family medicine into more competitive or procedural fields? Dr. General Gadda, you have vast experience with the US healthcare system. Would you want to take a stab?
Would you mind repeat the question?
So is it practical for
Session?
IMGs to aim beyond internal medicine or pediatrics and family medicine?
Um,
Into
well,
surgical
definitely, all
specialties?
depending on the candidate. Yeah. So that particular question say, can you do surgical specialty along with internal medicine?
No, like can they apply for like what are the chances of getting into more competitive specialties like surgery or dermatology, those kind of fields?
Obviously, Amit just mentioned that surgical specialty is always high competitive than non-surgical. And definitely, most of the U.S. citizens they go for surgical specialties. And well, again, you need to have a strong background to support your application before applying. For example, if you apply medicine along with surgical residency, probably that will be negative. That won't carry through because the program will ask you why you're applying for general surgery when you are applying for residency for internal medicine or pediatric or anything. So I don't think that's a good option because I rather stick to the if it's medicine, stick to the medicine. If not, then stick to the general surgery. Yeah.
Sounds good. Thank you. So probably Krishna or Priyanka can answer this question. This is a visa-related question, really. How do you overcome the common issue? Hospitals require a visa for US clinical experience, but visa requires an invitation letter. So the observerships and internships and those things, do they require J1 visa or something? Or can they come on B1, B2?
No, Dr. Kupala, they can actually come on B1, B2. And when it comes to other question, the letter, the who are the preceptor, they actually can ask the coordinator or the faculty to write a letter for their visa so that they can show it in the embassy. Most of the times they will provide with a letter saying that he is invited to do an observership, and most of the times they accept it to give the B1 B2 visa.
Okay. Priyanka, do you want to add anything to that?
A similar experience that usually the whoever they're doing observership under, the university usually gives invitation letter that they can provide during the visa interview. And one more, I mean, I think this is something that they can try just to increase their chances of visa acceptance, is they can try to schedule USMLE Step 3 exam, which can be taken only in the US. That together with the rotations together, and they can use that and tell them that they have to come here to give the exam as well. Sometimes that increases the chances too.
Sounds good. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot again to Priyanka for hanging around. I know you're working today, but thank you so much for hanging around. We'll be done very shortly. We're almost done. The charge in my laptop I got this low battery message, and I also actually have to go to routes in 5 more
So
minutes.
Sashi, I would also like to add on the visa thing.
Uh-huh.
I don't know it's a shortcut or something, but it worked out for me. What I did was I applied for a poster presentation in US, like in ACC, and when you have this acceptance, and I scheduled my interview that I have to go and present my poster, so that also helped me like as a supporting document that I have. And if you have a step one in hand, so also that's another good thing for you, that okay, you're genuinely interested and you have something to do in US, because they really like to know what's the intent for you to go, and when you have these documents as a support, so that helps.
Sounds good. One more question is, this is actually, I thought, very important question, very good question. Where is this question? What makes an ideal person statement? Probably Dr. Kanugula. Please tell us, what should be there in a good person statement?
Sorry, I had to turn off my camera briefly. Yeah, the personal statement. Yes, I think ChatGPT can answer better than I do, because I know it's a bigger answer for this, because 3 years ago, 4 years ago, programs looking really into the personal statement. Now, after this revolution of artificial intelligence, we know how it works. And programs, there are a lot of softwares that are being developed to um, to help the PDs. Is it a personalized personal statement? Is it coming out of a chat GPT? We can find out the way it is. But a lot of applicants still do the mistakes. It's okay to use the chat GPT, but still copy pasting entirely. Chat GPT gives like some dashes, some lines in between those things, and people simply copy it. We know it is. Anyway, before that, personal statement is a tool, and the applicant can express their desire why they are interested in the program. And rather than sending an emails and all, so that's how the personal statement can be very useful. It's specialty specific. Applicants also can write a multiple personal statements for each specialty and every program. They can personalize the personal statement. So that is the one thing I would say. This must be aligned with your application. You write something in the personal statement, your desire, but your application speaks something differently. That might be potentially a red flag. And it shouldn't be very long. At the same time, it shouldn't be very short. And briefly about yourself and what are you and why are you interested in this residency? What's your future plans? And why you are really interested in that particular program. And people does that, but sometimes very generic personal statement. Sometimes they assign the personal statement, they wrote it for a different program, and those are all, but they assign it to, they intended to send that statement, attach it to the different program, but accidentally they send it to something. These are some pitfalls applicants needs to be watch out. So it shouldn't be so long, so programs can read easily. It has to be really personalized, but you can use the chat GPT, but make sure you proofread it and make some edits accordingly. That's what I would say.
Guys, be very careful with ChatGPT. ChatGPT uses very flowery language, a lot of adjectives. So please be careful. If you read a ChatGPT statement, you can easily identify the next ChatGPT statement. There's nothing wrong in using the artificial intelligence, but don't completely rely on that. If you want to get a skeleton out of it and then add extra meat to your flavor. So be careful about it.
Shakti, let me add one thing.
Yes, sir.
I totally agree with Dr. Kandula. The personal statement should be short and strong, okay? Because that's where nobody has time to read a whole page of personal statement. Okay? Just short and strong, number one. Number two, send a letter to the program director after interview, okay, or the program that acknowledge they know they're interested in the program, and they will be prefer that your program. Of course, a lot of people does it, but definitely we talk about that during our ranking time. Okay, oh, this guy sent a letter of interest, something like that. That really helps the candidate to look again. Okay, when they do the ranking. Okay, yeah.
Excellent. So I think we covered most of the topics. If not each and every individual question, we kind of like covered several buckets. It's going to be impossible to answer each and every question, but we kind of like touched on many of those. Um, Anything we are missing, Prakar or Abhishek?
Sir, I think we covered most of it, and I was also thinking that we have the questions that were still in the from the Google form that we had. So we'll also prepare a document sort of thing, a PDF. We'll give answers to it, and we'll post it in the group so that they get an idea. Okay, this is how it is, and a takeaway sort of thing for them.
So that's a good thing. I forgot to mention a disclaimer. This is purely for public service. Please do not depend 100% solely on the advice. All the panel members came here today, spend their time purely to help you or guide you. But it's going to be impossible to follow anybody's advice in this world verbatim. So please do not blame either this call, moderator, games president, or RP president, or any of the panel members if things did not work out as we told you the way that they're going to work out. So please use your common sense and knowledge also. Anybody else? Dr. General Gadda, do you want to say anything? Final words?
First of all, Shashi, thanks for doing this remarkable webinar. But definitely, it helps. I wish I knew this kind when I was applying for my residency during those days. Okay, well, we went through a lot, and we are progressing much more. And we have to help our kids coming from the India, whichever is possible. But again, they should put their part too. Okay, study hard and do what are the recommendations we made today. And definitely, do not worry. Definitely, as the president said, failures are success for the stepping stone. And I'm sure you're all brilliant, and you do fine. And good luck and God bless you.
Thank you, Dr. General Gadda. Dr. Kanugula, any final words to the applicants, to the students?
The students. Yeah, I mean, again, this is a wonderful session. We tried our best to answer the questions, and again, it's a lot of hard work required and a lot of steps in this journey. We all went through the same process. Don't get discouraged if there are any pitfalls. Each year, things can be very different. As an IMG, I would say one thing: we have to be mindful of this political landscape, how and healthcare landscape, how it's going in this direction. So your application has to be prepared in a way it meets the demands of this country, right? So that's how I look into when you preparing for a match. You have to be very careful what you are aiming for and be focused, and networking is the big thing, and get yourself visible and all the possible societies and charitable work. And even if you are not getting an interview in this cycle or didn't get matched, don't get discouraged. There are a lot of applicants get matched in the next cycle or next cycle. You will get there. So and again, uh, there are certain things you cannot change in your application, but there are a lot of the ways eras provide the opportunity to show yourself. I'm happy to be part of the mock interview process Dr. Chakravarti is providing, and practice it. So again, during the interview, you have to be very careful. I wrote down few points earlier. I don't know I have covered those things. Uh, During that interview, don't evidently sell yourself. You have to maintain the dignity and you have to be really professional. And PDs knows, like if the person is really desperate or really is a professional, they're trying to convince that he is a good fit for the program. Do not ask the questions what everybody already know, websites and like I have some applicants, they said they know some faculty and same time they're asking basic questions, and they could have known it already, so why they're asking, like some applicants ask really good questions. So interview matters. The first couple of minutes during the interview, that impression, that what matters. And do not look down at any program. So even though you get like 20 interviews, and when you talk very casually during that interview, they don't like it. It's not entirely about how stellar application is, but you have to be respectful to the some faculty members don't like the very excellent candidate, but they don't like the interview session. That's it. So mock interviews would really help. That was one of a beautiful point we have come up like discussed today. I think I appreciate Appy's efforts in that. With that being said, it's my honor to be part of this session. Thank you, Sashi, for inviting me, and I'm sure this would help a lot of applicants.
Thanks, Dr. Kanugula. Appreciate it. Dr. Papapula, any words to say? Um,
Firstly, I'm really happy to be a part of this, and thank you so much, Dr. Kupala, for inviting me to this. This is a really very insightful session. I hope applicants they have gained some, they got some experiences from the most experienced Dr. Junalakada, Dr. Kanugula, and Dr. Chakrabarti, and yourself. Good luck to all the applicants. Do not feel discouraged. There might be a lot of rejections coming your way. You just have to, we are not so used to it, but this journey will teach you how to take those rejections as well. So don't get disheartened, keep trying. And as Dr. Kanugala mentioned, even if you don't match during your first season, you will, gain some experience and you will definitely match in the upcoming seasons. And I'm more than happy to help in any ways if there's anything I can do. And thank you so much again. Good luck, everyone.
Priyanka is much younger than me. She's like my sister, but she's very inspirational to me, actually. So I just have to say it. So,
You're being very kind, sir. You're very, very kind, but I really appreciate you saying that.
the man of the hour, Krishna, any final words to share? I just want to see
Uh,
your smile.
Thank you, Dr. Kupala. I mean, thank you for this opportunity. Really, I hope I had gave some good insights to all the applicants who I was literally in their shoes in literally a few months ago. One thing I would also like to talk about before I finish this is the accommodation. The question about accommodation, because we come from India, we have to use a lot of money to stay here in US. So one thing that helped me is there are some groups in WhatsApp who are doing MPH. You might have friends who are doing MPH, and those groups, if you can get into those groups, there would be a much cheaper options for you to accommodate around the universities and the hospitals. So try in that way when it comes to getting the accommodations. It has helped me in the past, and I hope it will help you guys when you come here for rotations. And thank you, Dr. Gopala. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thanks, Krishna. All right, I got to go to rounds in 3 minutes. Abhishek, any final words from your side?
Firstly, I would like to thank you, Dr. Sashi, Dr. Krishna, Dr. Sudhakar sir, Dr. Ashok, Dr. Priyanka, and Dr. Bajpai for being here. And I think it was something very relevant that was required for the students to know, and especially those who are starting as well as who are in the journey. I think we covered all of it. And but apart from that, just wanted to share a few updates that we're working on. I don't know if many of you don't know Dr. Dara, but we have been working on this USMD toolkit. And his vision was that if anyone is, from a first year of MBBS is interested to get into the USMD residency, and how they should start and begin their journey until the point they get they reach US, get the visa and all. So we are building this toolkit from start to end, from preparation for reaching out to professors, how to reach out, what are the ways you can reach out for electives, how to reach out for observership, how to do your research, everything. So in one toolkit, one PDF it will be sort of a book which will have everything, all resources compiled, what all is required. And then also then we'll also be integrating with the RP portal, the IMG portal that we are working on. So those things will, it will bring this unstructured way of getting into residency into a very structured form. And one thing, James, as a president, it is my duty to promote my organization. But as a member or as a student, I would say this organization has helped a lot of students. A lot of students got into a lot of good MPH programs. Few of our members just got into, they got matched also. They were holding a lot of leadership roles. And the point of discussion for them during the interviews was, as a vice president of this organization, what were your roles, how did you contribute, tell us about the HPV drive. And then they told about the HPV drive, and they were like, how did you guys do it? These were the point of discussions that they did during the interviews. And those match residents, they texted me, James has really helped us a lot. So and all these things we do to create a community impact. And we don't charge or we don't do it. It's just like we help out each other. And apart from that, RP has been very generous. Every year we do these GHS in India where poster competitions are happening. So, and due to the generosity and the kindness that RP gives us, there is a prize money that is given to the students as well. It's a very good, decent amount, for the students, and it's opportunity for medical students as well as residents, PG residents in India to apply for these poster presentations. And we are planning to increase the frequency of these presentations. Last year we did one presentation at AIIMS Delhi, and January we had a poster presentation. So we will try to do it twice a year. So it's a good opportunity, and maybe probably in a month or so we'll also organize an online poster presentation where you can participate, get an experience, get an input from these doctors from US, how on your research, get a feedback, and so that you can work around. And also we can send these posters to all these ACC, ACP, all these organizations, and present it there. So these are the things that we are trying to do. We are trying to build an ecosystem. We are trying to build the environment for you guys, because a lot of colleges in India, they don't offer these things, and they are resource limited colleges. So and we don't want anyone to be limited by the resources that they have. So that's the main agenda that we have. And with this, really thankful Api and Dr. Sashi for being such a helpful mentors, guide for our organization and me as well. And do participate in the stem cell drive. We have this HPV project also, which has been very successful. Work with the HPV project, work with the stem cell drive, do blood donations. We do everything. Just get in touch with us, and we'll make sure that network with the doctors, as well as you do some impactful work as well. Thank you. That's all my side.
All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Good call. And until next time, bye bye. I got to go to rounds.